Welcome members. Welcome to the group engaged with tech market analysts, Silicon Valley, California, New York, London, Edinburgh, and Bangalore. This webcast is broadcasted to many cities. And today webinar topic is blockchain technology market trends and emerging solutions services opportunity. Welcome again. I am Sumant Parimal. I am Chief Analyst of Star Consulting Services Inc. as well as I'm analyst of XIDC analyst. So today topic is interested in the sense that blockchain technology is path-breaking innovation happening, bringing path-breaking innovation into technology world. So if you are an entrepreneur, or if you're a business manager, or a CXO, or an asset manager, or you're driving some kind of new initiatives, then you should consider the blockchain technology for further evaluation. So as a first slide, we will take the introduction of the blockchain technology. So we say truth prevails. We call it in a Sanskrit language, Satyameva Jayate. So that means truth prevails. So that's the objective of the blockchain. So objective of blockchain is to bring the truth or attach the truth for each and every transaction. So it moves from a distrust-based system to trust-based system. So you can say in blockchain we trust. So how that happens, how the trust gets built up to the blockchain technology. So let us see what is blockchain technology. Then we will be able to know why it is really building block for the trust. Blockchain is shared public ledger, which was originally for Bitcoin's transaction networks. Since it is a distributed ledger, so a transaction can't be denied, and it offers a great source of trust. Trust and transparency in trust deficit work. So the biggest driver is the trust deficiency we have. So the blockchain, the biggest advantage is the trust which it brings into the entire transactions. But due to its immutable nature, blockchain technology is now getting adopted by other cryptocurrencies, B2B, B2C, and P2P transactions. So originally the blockchain propagated for the Bitcoin network, but after examining its core strength of establishing trust, this technology is now getting used in other cryptocurrencies transactions and B2B transactions and B2C transactions, P2P transactions. So if you see the next slide, how does the blockchain work? If you see as a member, if you want to have some kind of blockchain this technology, then you need to have a node for that. So for that, you need to download some kind of token and software into your laptop or mobile phone, smartphones. So from there, you can become a smart node, and then you can initiate a transaction and propose the transaction to the other node, and that gets recorded in the block. And this block is not only communicated or sent to the recipient, but it's also transmitted into other participants or other ecosystem members on your node. So what happened? A copy of the blockchain gets transmitted to n number of associates or nodes which are interlinked into that transaction systems. So nodes uses consensus algorithm to confirm key criteria and add the block to the blockchain. So that's for each and every transaction, the chains are added, the blockchains are added. And for each and every transaction, you have the unique blockchain address, so that through that blockchain address, that transaction can be traced back, not only in the originator node, but also in the recipient node, and also in the other participant nodes. So that means you're creating millions and millions, or maybe hundred or thousands and thousands copies of a transaction, scattered around the network. So it becomes very tough to contradict a transaction. So that's the beauty of this technology. So nobody can deny, nobody can say, no, hey, this transaction has not happened. So if you see the evolution cycle of the blockchain technology, as I mentioned, it originally started in 2009 for the Bitcoin purpose, the Bitcoin, the first kind of cryptocurrency. Then 2012 onwards, 2014 and 2015, the other set of people started recognizing the importance of the blockchain technology to build the credentials and trustworthiness in the transaction network. So 2016 and 2017 onwards, this blockchain technology entered into adoption and pilot mode for many other applications apart from the cryptocurrencies. So 2018 and 2020 onwards, it's been forecasted to come into adoption and many business processes applications. And 2020 beyond, it's estimated to be into accelerated adoptions. So that's how the roadmap is looking like. In next slides, I'll see what are the various waves of adoptions. So when I'm coming to the next slide, meanwhile, if you have any question, you can ping me, or there is a Q&A slot kept at the end of this presentation. So next slide is across predictions on the blockchain technology. This is very important. If you see the first prediction here, it's saying decentralization through blockchain will destroy the complete centralized platform business model. Today, you're talking about all centralized businesses, be it Airbnb, be it Facebook. They have like Airbnb. They have themselves become a custodian of validation. They validate the guest. They validate the asset providers, property providers. So now imagine the blockchain technology where each and every nodes and each every participants are getting validated by each other, and maybe a million nodes participating in that. Then what is the role going to be there for the platform providers like Airbnb? So that means the trust moves from the centralized platform to the decentralized technology like blockchain technology. So this will certainly disrupt the centralized business model. So I think the biggies of centralized platform models like Airbnb, they should think about the blockchain technology disruption. So I know they will initially resist towards it, but going forward, since it is public to public kind of a concept, so it is going to move very fast in market. So what kind of disruption opportunity it is showing up? The emergence of decentralized apps, dapps we call it, using blockchain to catalyze the market disruptions and blockchain technology to undercut the competitive advantage of platform. So embed business model for decentralized economy. So if you are investing heavily on the centralized platform, you look one moment for these predictions. Here what we are saying, focus on the decentralized applications. So which are based on the blockchain technologies, because these are the futures. So before investing naturally into centralized platforms, you should evaluate the impact of blockchain technology and emergence of decentralized applications. And you should prepare your go-to-market strategy as per the guidance given here. So what are the GTM guidance here? Decentralization startups are emerging by leveraging blockchain-based trust and identity building their business models on convergence of blockchain, IoT, and AI. So the convergence of blockchains, IoT, and AI is the biggest happening area. So remember CBIA, we are calling it. So you have to focus on that if you are coming with a new business model or a new product or services in this area. So enterprises earlier planned to invest into platform-based business models should have relook on opportunities being offered by dapps and CBIA. So you should factor this prediction into your business strategy. So next prediction is autonomous commercial agents. The commercial agents are not going to be autonomous. Like you have a VPS nowadays coming into customer interaction. Similarly, autonomous commercial agents, which are based on the artificial technologies, they are going to emerge, and they are the virtual entities we are going to actually execute the smart contracts kind of deals. So they are going to detect the opportunity online in 24 into 7 uptime environment, and then they are going to execute the calls, and then they are going to execute the contracts on your behalf. While you are sleeping, your sales executives are sleeping, so they are on off, they are on the break, or they are into night break. Your deals are happening continuously, by your virtual agents, autonomous commercial agents. So that's the beauty of blockchain based, the deals. So market to become, what is the opportunity here? Market to become transient, autonomous commercial agents to detect opportunity in transient markets. More, I mean, so right now the prices are changing fortnight or maybe on a daily basis in some sectors, but going forward, the prices will change, and the offering will change in seconds and minutes. So it's just become impossible for human being to study the market trends manually and prepare an offer manually, in response to those trends. So you need to deploy the artificial intelligence based agents, which we are calling here autonomous commercial agent, to automatically detect the emerging opportunity in market. And these markets are going to be very, very transient, and then automatically disintegrate and disaggregate and re-aggregate of products and services, and negotiate contracts with other virtual agents. Your client will having also similar kind of virtual agents to negotiate the contracts and settled into blockchain and paid with the cryptocurrency. So this end-to-end, the value chain is building here, by enabling through the blockchain as well as the cryptocurrency transactions. So what is the GTM guidance here? Design, experiment, and launch your own version of autonomous intelligent commercial agents, and having end-to-end solution for blockchain-based trading and smart contracting by leveraging CBIA. So that is convergence of blockchain, IoT, and AI. That's very critical to understand. So do you have a business blueprint to disrupt existing e-commerce platform through CBIA offering? Yeah, you can pick up an e-commerce platform vendor, and you can decide today to disrupt them through your offering, by building it through the smart contracts, or building through other compositions on the CBIA framework. Now, coming to the next prediction. This prediction, I think we earlier also discussed in some other webinar, but I will again say this is regarding the scope of autonomous event brokers and event handlers. So this implies that you're going to have the great opportunities if you are into deception technology, your software defined perimeters, network security, policy management, and identity management. So you should align your business strategy and marketing with these emerging areas. Now, coming to the next slide, there are other two predictions which I want to bring to your notice. These two predictions are sorry for delaying transition of slide. If you have any question, you can just ping me up. End of this presentation, we'll have a specific Q&A session. So these predictions, the next predictions are by 2030, business value add of the blockchain is projected to be $3.1 billion. It's like tremendous value add to the business, or maybe the community. So by 2022, an innovative business built on blockchain will be worth $10 billion US. So that's a big opportunity laying here. So where are the opportunity area? If you see the GTM guidance, if you are into solution with the blockchains, you can have the distribution ledgers. You can have a supply chains based blockchain solution. You can have a BFSI blockchains in BFSI solution. You can have blockchains for digital balance. You can have blockchain based solution for digital commodity trading, blockchain based solution for healthcare services, similarly for life sciences, for manufacturing, for retail, government, and land records. That's the biggest scope area if you want to digitize by using the blockchain technology, then taxation system, verification and certification system. So these are some of the identified area where you can have a potential for rolling out the blockchain-enabled solutions and services. Next important prediction is, I know many of you are building the SaaS environment or already in the SaaS services or on the platform. So this is very important prediction for you. So the first wave of blockchain adoption is going to be in the BaaS mode. This is a blockchain as a service mode. So it is like very equivalent to what you have software as a service. They are like a blockchain as a service. Why the enterprises are going to choose the blockchain as a service modes? Why? Because they feel it very safe. They feel that less investment is happening of your client. I mean, your CIOs or CX. So they feel that if somebody is coming and offering the blockchain technology solution in BaaS mode, that means less capital investment for them and less risky project for them, at least to pilot with, or to at least start with, to build some confidence on the blockchain technology. So this is the safe route for the adopters as well as the safe route for the providers. So if you are a service provider or solution provider, this is the safest route for you to go. And if you are an IT adopter or technology adopter or an enterprise looking forward to adopt a blockchain technology, this is the best suitable route. So most of the BaaS offering are done through cloud, and it is an emerging niche opportunity area for existing clouds and SaaS vendors. So if you are an existing cloud and SaaS service provider or solution provider, I mean, it's offer a very natural business to you. I mean, the BaaS is becoming very natural business to you. So you should think entering into BaaS business as soon as possible by mitigating your go-to-market strategy. So here are some GTM guidance we are releasing for you if you're thinking to enter into BaaS business. If you are an existing cloud and SaaS player, then start strategizing on expanding your offering on blockchain plus cloud. Align your go-to-market with distributed ledger technologies such as Ethereum. I know most of you must be already evaluating this technology or having interface with this technology. So Hyperledger, Fabric, Arthi, Coda, and Quorum, Chain Code, and Blockf. Some of these are open source technology, and some are promoted by vendors, open source platform like Linux. So I think many of you must be already dealing with this. If at all not dealing, just try to align your offering with these all technology platforms. If you are a service provider, you are on verge of unlocking great potential of BaaS-based blockchain-enabled digital transformation business. So right now, everybody's putting their money in digital transformation. But have they considered whether there are now new digitally designed processes are compatible or enabled with the blockchain capabilities? I don't think the many enterprises are thought in that way. So if you are a solution provider, if you're a service provider or consulting organization, it's a great time to go and first propose to your client, hey, you are investing so much of dollar in this digital transformation. Here is the offering which also encapsulate the blockchain capabilities. Why not you look after this? And this is going to kind of give you a extra life cycle for your digital adoptions because it has been blockchain enabled. So I think this is the tremendous opportunity if you are working into digital transformation space. So now coming to the spend analysis and in spend forecast in the blockchain sector. So if you see, here it has been forecasted by IDC. I'm using the IDC data here. I happen to be an ex-IDC analyst. I know they have the very reliable data as well as the market forecast is concerned. So if you see, they have forecasted it around 9.7 billion USD market by 2021. So there's a tremendous growth you can see. It's growing at the rate of 81% CAGR. So that's the growth of the investments and spends in the blockchain technology. And next 4 years are very critical for this technology. And if you see, the biggest adoption is going into area of financial services, then distribution and services, this basically supply chain we are calling, and then manufacturing and resources, then public sector, the government offices, the infrastructures. So there are some kind of good predictions also given in the segment wide, industry segment wide, but on overall, these investments are going to grow by 81%. So coming to the next slide where we are going to discuss how the geographical spend looks like in 2017. So no doubt, North America was the biggest market for the blockchain technology-based adoption. We're leading with the 52%, followed by Western Europe, followed by APAC region, and then followed by CBIA and Latin America region. So definitely the North America is biggest market for the blockchain adoption, and in the past year and the coming year also. If you see the next slide, the value add by the blockchain technology we already discussed is going to be 3.1 trillion USD by 2030, and if you see again, see there are public blockchain, there are private blockchain, the various categories of blockchains are there. That's here identified. Digital cash is also going to grow. The public record on blockchain is also going to grow, and auto junction is also going to grow, and intra-company transactions are also going to grow. So all segments are going to grow by 2030. And by 2030, it's going to add 3.1 trillion business value. So next slide, if you see, a spend is split by use cases. So there are prominent use cases. These are the 6 prominent use cases. If you see, maximum the spends are going to happen across these use cases. These are the cross-border payments and settlements, and then provenance is like trace and track and trace features. And next is the trade finance and post-trade and transactions and settlements. Then next is regulatory compliances, then assets and good management. Next is the identity management. So these all use cases are going to spread across the various industry verticals, and you have the the split here shown, which are the typical prominent industry verticals going to deploy these use cases. So if you see further, about these use cases, what we are talking about in these use cases. So let us pick up the first set of use cases, which are the cross-border payments and settlements. If you see the market potential of the solutions built up in these areas, so this area is growing with the CAGR of 83%. So if you are building a solution in cross-border and payments and settlements, then you have the growth opportunity of 83% CAGR, and this market is going to touch around 1 billion, by 2021. So 1 billion, this market alone is going to be in near future. So if you see the next set of use cases which are growing at very high speed, these are these track and trace features. Be it the supply chain track and trace, be it if you're tracking the grocery materials right from the farm to fork, or you're tracking the jewelry markets, or jewelry gems and jewelry raw materials, whether these are authenticated or not, whether they're genuine or not. So these track and trace use cases are also going to rise by a CAGR of 84%. It's a huge potential, and this is also going to touch around market size of 900 million USD by 2021. So this is the fast emerging area. If you are exploring your products and offering, I think this is another best area to pursue with. Next use case area is identity management. So it includes the digital signature management, the contract management, the smart contract management, which discussed authentic identity, manage personal and financial data, assist in identity as a service. So these are some of the potential area where you can build your offerings, or if you are a user of the technology, you can deploy the solution in these areas. This is also a growing area. This is growing at a 70, as forecasted by IDC, is growing at a 79% of CAGR. And the market is also going to touch around 800 million USD by 2021. So I think we have seen the top potential of top of some of the use case categories. Now let's see where are the adoption waves, how it's going to happen. Before that, let me give a snapshot of the VC funding in the blockchain technology firms, and projects. So if you see the see, this is the updated on 2017. We don't have latest figure for this year. But if you see by second quarter of 2017, the transactions have gone up. The transactions in the blockchain area was more than 200 million USD, and this is further growing. So that indicates the VC has a lot of interest in the blockchain-based solutions. So, but what are the 4 waves of blockchain technology adoption? So, it's going to move in the waves. So, first wave is which have been already started. It's the information sharing wave. Right now, on the blockchain technology, they're just sharing the authentic and trustworthy informations. So, this is going to be further enhanced in the data solution, which is going to be second wave. This is the transaction management and regulatory reporting. So it is the further enhancement of the blockchain applications. So the third wave is going to be, which is going to be after 2020, this is the critical infrastructure. So it's like custody and settlements and private markets. The fourth wave is going to be fully decentralized. This is like after a decade. So this is going to be open. This is going to be peer-to-peer network. This is going to be blockchain-powered economy. This is going to be digitally fiat currency. So this is the ideal stage we are all trying to reach by using the blockchain technology, where you have the full-fledged smart contract to the full-fledged payment system into bitcoins, through bitcoins or any other cryptocurrencies. So it's moving in the waves. So I think if you are planning for your production solution launch, then you should align with this wave. You should have also your production solution roadmap matching with these waves. Otherwise, if you are kind of putting more stress on the capabilities which are needed for the fourth wave in the present scenario, then your product is over customized. You should be rightly customized, with your offering. So that's my recommendation here. So this chart will help you out to rightly customize your production services as per the present market need in the blockchain technology domain. So coming to the next slide, CXO views on blockchain adoption. So how the CXOs are viewing this technology from the investment perspective. If you see, as per this Gartner survey, no interest is being shown by the 34% of the survey CXOs. However, 43% know about it. That's some kind of initiatives are on their radar. But if you see in the pilots is going with only 8% to 9% of the CXO or enterprises, I can say. 40% are still into the medium planning or medium-term planning. So in nutshell, there's a lot of unaddressed market, a lot of penetration has to happen. So you have the great white space over here, you have the blue ocean market here. You don't have any competition at all. You don't have any firm solution at all right now. If you are a startup, it's a good field to pick up. You'll be getting the venture support. You'll be getting the low competition. You'll be getting the high margins by adding value to your client. So I think it's a fantastic area to pursue. So next slide is how the vendor landscape is here in the blockchain ecosystem. If you see, you have the infrastructure software as your vendors, then you have the professional service vendors, and you have the smart contracts vendors, you have the distributed ledger vendors. Okay, so some of the distributed ledgers technology I already highlighted to you. Now Azure, Microsoft Azure, IBM Bluemix, they are also kind of in building the various distributed ledger technology into their offerings. So I think they are going to provide the similar kind of platform what we have seen in the SaaS environment, in the cloud environment. So similarly for the smart contracts, you have the couple of good vendors are emerging here, and I like to, in one of our slides, I like to mention about one of the smart contract startups. But before that, I would like to highlight this slide to you. in one of my earlier slide, I mentioned about CBIA, that is Convergence of Blockchain, IoT, and Artificial Intelligence. So this is the area where you should focus in. You should not only focus on blockchain, but you should also focus in IoT capabilities, integrating with IoT capabilities. You should also focus on integrating with the artificial intelligence capabilities. So when all these three capabilities are merged, then you have the good smart contract solution. You can have a solution for connected insurance. You can have an autonomous commercial agents offerings. You can have automatically a kind of mechanism or product to automatically disintegrate and reintegrate for product offerings and services offering. You can have a great landscape for your distributed apps. You can build a portfolio of your distributed apps. It's now the age of distributed apps. So centralized apps are going to be replaced by distributed apps. So if you are building the portfolio of distributed apps which are going to run over the blockchain-based infrastructure, then it's like you are having the proactive entry into market. So these are some of the guidance where you can focus on. So the startup venture which I was mentioning about in the smart contract area is Ginkor PT Limited. So Ginkor is a secure, regulatory compliant and easy to use platform that will allow any business to work with a smart contract and cryptocurrency payments. So integrates the contracting as well as the payment side, and that too in the cryptocurrency mode. So next slide. Sorry for delayed transition. So these are some of the typical smart contract use cases. So in the blockchain technology, I kind of previously I highlighted various series of use cases. Now here we are especially talking about a smart contract use cases. Smart contracts is the biggest element or biggest emerging area under blockchain technology domain. So if you focus on a smart technology contract itself, you'll see there are various use cases across which you can build your solutions and offerings. So these are some trade finances, these are P2P insurances, then loyalty and rewards area, then digital rights management and micropayment area, then land registry. In earlier slides I discussed how this blockchain technology can be used for automating the land registries, land records. So these are like very trust-based land records. Then next is the security and insurances and syndicated loans and event-driven insurances, post-trade services, and distributed smart power grid. So these are some of the use cases for the smart contracts I picked for the mostly in the financial services side. So similarly, you can have various smart contracts for the supply chain area where you are doing the sourcing or you're doing material procurement. So similar kind of use cases you can prepare for your products or services. And in other area like manufacturing, the quality control, So next slide is across the growth of the market size of the smart contract. So we discussed the overall market size of the blockchain, but here we are focusing only on the market size of the smart contract. So this is also growing. The smart contract market itself is growing at 32% of CAGR. So the market size is going to be here 300 USD by 2023. So this is the biggest opportunity area, the smart contracts you see. Next slide is we discussed briefly the distributed apps. So distributed apps, I'm not going in detail on the distributed apps because that itself is a great subject. Maybe in some other webinar I'll pick up that area. But right now, I just want to give you the glimpses of how distributed apps are going to architecture on the blockchain infrastructure. So this is one glimpse of this provided by Ethereum Stack Exchange. So I think I'm coming towards the end of my presentation now. I think I'll have some time for Q&A. If you have any question, you can unmute your microphone. You can ask to me right now, or you can alternately you can send me your Q&A on my email ID sumant@starkcsi.com. I shall be happy to get back to you. And I really appreciate your time and interest for attending this webinar today. Do you have any question right now? So I look forward, hosting many more webinars in blockchain area and other technology area. I look for you keeping the interest in this area, and I'll really appreciate if you have any query, you can reach out to my highlighted mentioned mail ID sumant@startcsi.com. And I really appreciate and thanks your interest once again. And with this, I'm closing my webinar today. And have a good day. Have a nice day ahead.